Welcome to I Do Spoil Everything, the show where my spouse and I take a perfectly good movie and absolutely demolish it with love, sarcasm, and questionable accuracy. So we already covered the Mandalorian series over on Geeking Out with my spouse. So now it's time for the main event, the movie. Did it deliver? Did it betray us? Did it emotionally damage us in ways we're still processing? Yes, all of the above. So buckle up because we're about to spoil this thing harder than Grogu spoils every dramatic moment by being adorable. All right, so we are talking Mandalorian. We just saw the movie on Saturday. And amazing.
Loved it.
Amazing.
I love the movie. Was it what we expected? I don't know. I think I expected more.
Yeah.
But I expected more, but that's just me being a big fan of the show. And big fan of Star Wars. I think I just wanted a lot more.
Yeah.
But that's not bad, I guess, because that leaves room to either, have them expand upon it in the show if the show is coming back, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Or make another movie if it does well. As of right now, I believe it's looking like it's going to make about $200 million the opening weekend.
Wow.
I think so. So that's pretty exciting. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Do you have any complaints about it?
No.
Before we break it down, because we are going to spoil the entire movie when we talk about it, so just be ready for that.
I'm gonna say I was not. I wasn't. I liked the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about theories.
Okay.
I want to talk about our theories. What we talked about before we went to see the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Because obviously.
Yeah. Leading up to the movie, I was thinking, how is this show going to make a jump to the big screen?
Yeah.
What kind of crazy plot twists or big reveals are going to come up in this movie to make it well worth seeing it in a theater instead of waiting to see it on the screen at home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I had plenty of theories. Do you want me to talk about my theories?
Yeah.
Or did you
well,
have
yes.
some? Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well, So, initially, I definitely thought there was going to be a death in the movie.
Yes.
Only because it's how much more can we explore, I guess, in the Mandalorian TV show? Right? He gets Grogu. He adopts him. He becomes his son, for lack of a better term, his foundling. He's taking care of him and everything. And he's training him to be a Mandalorian. I didn't know how far past the last season to the movie we were going to be. So I thought maybe it was going to be a longer time jump.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it was a very long time jump at all.
No, I don't
It
think
almost
so.
seems like it take place pretty much right after, because at the end of the last season, if I remember correctly, I'm hoping I remember correctly, Din is with Grogu on, I can't remember the Navarro, and where Grief gave him a little piece of land over by the salt flats or whatever, and it just sees them chilling, feet kicked up. And in this movie, they're back there again, right? It doesn't necessarily start off right there, but they do end up right there. So I thought maybe it'd be a little bit more of a time jump, but it wasn't. It takes place pretty much right there. So, if it would have taken a longer time jump, I thought maybe Grogu would have been older. Maybe he would be a little bit more, at least larger, I should say, taller just a little bit, maybe move around a little bit more. But he still moves around like a little baby, a 50-year-old baby or whatever. He's still hobbling around.
Senior citizen.
So I thought it was going to probably lead into him taking over the mantle of the title character, the Mandalorian. I always wanted that. I want to see Grogu with a Mandalorian helmet on, with some more armor. I'm hoping he's a little bit bigger.
Well, do you ever get that I know we see Paz Vizsla's son
Yeah.
become a Mandalorian. Does it say how old he is? Does it say when they transition? I don't
remember if it does say that or not, but I mean, it's just part of the creed or whatever that you raise your kid to be, a Mandalorian, and once they take that kid creed, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it. The helmet stays on just like it does for the adults. So
Yeah.
I don't think it says, maybe just adult age to them. It's probably like a teenager maybe.
Okay.
But Grogu's well past that, obviously, but he's still a baby because, the species age is very slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely thought I was going to see like Grogu doing more Mandalorian stuff. Is what I like. Maybe have a little jetpack, or maybe like fighting a little bit more. Obviously, when the trailers and stuff came out, you don't really see him doing any of that, but I was still hopeful a little bit that he'd be out there doing a little bit more. He does kind of have his own little arc where he's by himself, which I liked. So I definitely would have liked to see him do a little bit more by himself since it's the Mandalorian and Grogu, right? And then, like I said, I probably thought that like Din was going to die.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it looked like we might have gotten that while we were watching it, but it didn't happen. And then I also was expecting more cameos. I was hoping that I'd see like some other Mandalorians in there, the Armorer or Bo-Katan. I want to know what happened on Mandalore after everybody left. Like I was hoping that maybe we'd see a little bit of that so that I can close that story in my brain, because the Mythosaur piece, them reuniting the clans, like they're trying to like build Mandalore back up. Maybe if he would have just mentioned it, I'd have been happy about that. Oh yeah, Bo-Katan's still over there rebuilding Mandalore or whatever. I was hoping maybe I'd get some of that, but there was all the cameos that I was hoping we'd get. I didn't really get. I thought I saw R2-D2 in the very beginning, but according to the internet, it's not R2-D2. But it looked just like R2-D2. Coming out of the X-wing when he first landed.
There was a one with red on it.
No, that was one that was like rolling around.
Yeah.
But there was one that was being loaded into the X-wing.
Oh.
And like, it looked like R2-D2 to me.
So I feel like Disney doesn't do anything for no reason.
Right.
So I feel like with that whole Mandalore story, they might take that and run with it. Because if they didn't mention it which they did not mention it in The Mandalorian and Grogu, maybe Bo-Katan will get her own story. I feel like it would be something that a lot of people would watch.
Yeah.
Especially since she's so different from the other Mandalorians. She has her own, and then she has been approved, for lack of a better term, I guess, to walk both ways.
Yeah.
So her story would be definitely something worth watching.
But no mention in the movie whatsoever about what happened over there.
Yeah, but I think that would be great to have a show where they rebuild Mandalore.
Yeah.
It would be great. Obviously, I know I had mentioned this, and you said that there's no way, but I was really hoping that Cara Dune would be in there. I know that there was that whole drama in the lawsuit and whatever. It is what it is. But, I was really hoping that they wouldn't destroy a character over something so petty. But
I mean, they didn't destroy her. She just got assigned a new post in a different area. So that's how we don't see her no more. So
yeah, but she was a great character, and she would have been a wonderful recurring character.
Yeah.
But that's all I'll say about that, because that's all politics. But yeah, I really would have liked to see Bo-Katan. I would have liked to see at least the Armorer. Yeah. Like, just because she's, I like how
he's got to charge up his whistling birds.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He gets them. He's got to get them from somewhere. He's not making them himself.
Yeah,
he could have been a quick little cameo, but then that increases the budget probably also.
Oh, whatever. Disney's got unlimited budget, and I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So now let's get into it.
All right, so we're jumping into it again. obviously you tune into a show called I Do Spoil Everything. Be ready to be spoiled because we're going to be breaking down the movie pretty thoroughly. I think the movie has three acts, I would say. The opening act, I want to say it might be Hoth. I don't know if it says what planet it is, but it is a snow-covered planet. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then the opening sequence is some, I don't even know, remnants of the Empire, having a meeting around a board, like a table, and, I'm not sure his title would be, but some dude who's repping the Empire out there is talking to some people on the planet saying, hey, you guys owe me more money for my protection, long live the Empire. It's cold open, pun intended. You hear some blaster fire in the background. Everybody's kind of getting on high alert. This guy, he sends his mouse droid. I want to say it's a mouse droid. Right, he sends a mouse droid over to figure out what it is and get eyes on the situation.
Yeah,
and he deploys more troop, and it's Din out there wrecking shop, taking pretty much a page out of season 1, I'd say, because later season, second season and third season, you don't really get as much action. It's a lot of lore, it's a lot of world building, but in first season, it's battles, it's fights. Din's messing stuff up,
Yeah, this one was definitely action
right out the gate. It grips you. It doesn't let you go, right? So he's dodging, ducking, he's blasting people, taking people out. And then the mouse droid's trying to escape. And then you get your first reveal of baby Yoda, aka Grogu, who uses the Force, stops the mouse droid, blows it up. And then Din makes his way to the to the round table, and the guy escapes and leaving all the other people over
and
there.
They was like, no, he went that way.
Right.
Listen,
so
don't hurt
me. He comes in, guns a-blazing. I like that scene, though, when he comes through the corridor and, like, the two snow stormtroopers are waiting for him on the other side of the door.
And he does the
flamethrower.
The flamethrower.
Like, he knows they're there.
Yeah.
Right? So he, like, hits them with the flamethrower. They get crazy. He comes in, shoots one. The other one shoots the other one. It's, like, really a lot of action. Like you said, the other people at the table are like, man, we didn't want nothing to do with this dude. We just having to pay him for protection. They, like, they drop their guns, hands up. They point. They give out his location. And then obviously Din finds his way down the mountain and takes out the AT-ATs and gets his man pretty much, cold instead of warm, which does cause a bit of an issue with the New Republic, right? So that first sequence, did you like it? What about it? That first, I guess, act. What were your thoughts on it?
I did. I liked it because there was so much action right out the gate. It was definitely more than we had seen from the Mandalorian in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that last fight on Mandalore with Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon, yeah.
And all the
Mandalorians going.
What are they called? The red people?
Oh, his like Praetorian Guard. That's what they're called, yeah.
So that was entertaining.
That was action, right?
I definitely like that there's so much action in this movie.
Definitely went back to the basics.
Yeah.
I definitely felt that. Anything you didn't like about that first act?
No. I do like Sigourney Weaver's character.
Yeah.
I will, obviously I'll get into it a little later, but I had some thoughts about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when they get back to, they go back and then she's like, oh, well, that got a little messy.
Yeah, because, they can't get information from a dead dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And then she,
And then she gives him his new assignment.
With added perk of having the Razor Crest.
Oh, yeah, with Razor.
Yeah, well, I knew that was going to be some kind of an ass pull for me, the Razor Crest coming into it. Obviously, it got destroyed by Moff Gideon's, cruiser or whatever shot and destroyed his Razor Crest. And I was like, man, how's he going to get another Razor Crest? And it was like, oh, we got it from a collector or something.
Yeah.
So, I was hoping there was a little bit more of a story. as like, I don't know if they would say they rebuilt the Razor Crest. There was nothing to rebuild it from, but I definitely was hoping there'd be some kind of cool story on how they got that Razor Crest.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was another smuggler's Razor Crest and they gave it to him, you know?
Right, right. Like an impound.
Yeah, like it was, but this thing was pristine. It was like, it's back to factory settings or whatever, and it's slower because it doesn't have any of the mods and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I like that. I like how they gave him the Razor Crest back. It was exciting to see it back on the screen because I did definitely miss it after it got blown up.
Yeah,
I like the next fight was awesome, or the next arc was pretty awesome because he goes on that planet and he has to save Rada the Hutt or whatever. And it's cool because you see Rada, or you see a Hutt like jacked.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, instead of just looking like a big lazy slug.
Yeah, so you see this jacked Hutt Rada, which you ever watch The Bear? I think I've been trying to get you to watch The Bear, but
yeah. I mean, I've seen episodes of it.
Well, yeah. So that guy who plays Carmi is the dude who does the voice for Rada.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Which, you know, it's funny when he's talking to the twins or whatever. They say, how do you remember? Do you remember what, or do you have an updated picture of what Rada looks like? And they show him like a little hologram of like a little baby Hutt. That looks like, I mean, it's the same character, so I guess that's why it looks like that. But in Clone Wars, Anakin and Ahsoka have to save Rada the Hutt from somebody who captured him, and that's like what he looks like.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah. So they call him like Stinky the Hutt.
Stinky, yeah.
But I definitely like that whole scene or that whole arc when he's on that planet. I can't remember the name. The music was great. Mm-hmm. I love the music. I think I even texted you while we were watching it. And I was like, dude, I really like this like mix that it's like a cyberpunk Mandalorian mix.
Yeah.
Where he was there, you know. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, I need to find out who plays this music or how is this working or whatever. But the fights were good. I didn't like how Rada kind of like didn't listen to Mando, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he was like, hey, I'm here to save you. He's like, nah, I'm about to get out, right? I'm about to be free. So don't worry about it. And then he finds out that that's not the case. And he's like, hey, they're gonna kill you. And he's like, nah. And he calls the guards. You went to the bathroom, so you didn't see that part. But he calls the guards and like, oh, he's back in here again. And then they capture Mando.
Oh, that's how
they capture him. Okay. He's like, because guards, he's back or whatever. And they do that fight. And if you notice, I don't know if you noticed or you paid attention, but that the arena, I guess, it's made out of, or it's the same design as like the chessboard that they play on like the Millennium Falcon, where like the holographic monsters are playing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So the shape of the actual arena is the shape of the board, and then the monsters that are fighting are the same monsters that are in there when they're playing. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be like a cameo or whatever, but
I forget what that game is called.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They say it a couple times. But yeah, so with Rada,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to guess, Dan isn't a dumb guy. So I'm going to guess that he knew that there was probably some bad blood between the twins and Rada because Rada was
Jabba's successor. His successor, yeah.
So did he realize, because Rada said to him, he was like...
He's like, they're going to kill me. Well, I'm like the only thing standing in their way to like completely take over the Empire is me. They're gonna kill me if you take me back to them. Yeah. Right. So.
So that.
But yeah, I forgot where we're at. But he does ask them though. He's like, what do you want with him, right? And they're like, oh, he's our nephew. We miss him. Blah 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 blah.
Well, yeah.
So he does question it, I think.
Yeah.
But he's working for the New Republic, and they need the Hutt's intel. Yeah. So he's like, because he said multiple times, like, I don't work for you. I work for the New Republic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think he had a suspicion. And then obviously when he rescues him and he gets the intel that they need to take out the dude, whatever his name was, he had a coin. He's like, then I don't need to take you back to the Hutts. And he tries to like free him,
So that is one thing I was like, okay, obviously the movie is what it is, and it went how it went because of how it went. But that's one thing I was like, she was upset about that, but so that's why I thought that she was bad.
Yeah. I know, I saw it in your face because you looked at me and you were like whispering to me, you know, thinking, is she bad? And I was like, I don't know. It could have been a twist that she was also bad too, right?
Yeah, because he did less steps.
Yeah,
he got what they needed.
And with less damage,
And
probably.
Yeah. And he brought the dude in. He didn't kill him.
Yeah.
So you're like looking at her like, all right.
And she looks kind of mad, right? It's not like she's like, okay,
yes.
whatever. She's like, we've been cultivating this partnership with the Hutts or whatever, and
yeah.
And, you know,
well, they were trying to.
They were playing them anyway.
Well, yeah, but they're one of the biggest crime syndicates in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously having a relationship with them would be beneficial when you're trying to catch bad guys.
Yeah.
But I thought she was bad. I was like, there's no way she's going to be that mad because he got who he was supposed to get, but she was mad because he didn't do it like he was supposed to do it.
Yeah, the way it was the plan, I guess the initial plan or whatever.
But she knows, so she knows who the Hutts are.
Yeah.
She should have known that they were going to kill him.
Yeah.
You know? So.
But I mean, you know how they have all these hard leaders or whatever. Maybe that was like a necessary sacrifice in her eyes or whatever. But
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm guessing that's how they tried or how they like thought of it the whole way around.
Yeah.
You know.
But
yeah,
and obviously that doesn't fall. You know, when him not bringing Rada back to them kind of causes issues, and the Hutts they send that dude after Din.
Yep. So I'm guessing they intercepted the gun. What was it?
The gun runner ship.
Runner. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, they sent that dude. I guess
because it was on the planet.
Yeah. So they followed. They know where Din lives.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I don't think it's a secret that he lives on Navarro or whatever.
Yeah.
But they followed that dude Embo. That's his name, Embo. He had the one that had the shield on his head and the dog. Like he sees when Rada jumps on the gun runner ship.
Yeah.
And he probably calls it in. It's like, hey, this is the guy. He's on this ship, and it's probably intercepted in outer space or something. It doesn't really tell you, but yeah. And then they capture Din and then take him to the Hutts. Mm-hmm. You know what I didn't like about the next thing though?
What?
Because they unmasked Din, right? Yeah. And it's like a big deal. He's like, oh, we shamed you. Right? You're apostate now.
He's like, yeah, nobody will know.
He said, nobody will know if I kill you.
If you're dead.
But the crazy part is, like, if that's the case, then what happened in season 2? Because the people who saw his face are all dead. So when he took his helmet off.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he showed it to Grogu at the end. But, I mean, that's Grogu. That's his boy now, right? But it was like...
He never had to say anything.
He never had to say nothing. If he was cool with just killing people and pretending it could never happen.
But...
So it's like they kind of...
He is an honest man.
Yeah.
So that's why, she asked him that question straight up. He wasn't going to lie.
But if she asked him right now, he's like, yeah, but I killed him. So but that means still somebody saw it. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like they kind of like retconned like the whole mask removal thing.
Well, that's another reason why we need more lore, and we didn't get it. Mm-hmm. So the whole unmasking thing. Okay, yes, we've got the 2 Mandalorian clans, what have you, and this one believes that you can show your face as long as you follow the rest of the creed, whatever it is. Yeah. You know what? You're
live
honest,
a warrior life,
exactly.
Or whatever.
And then you've got your old school ones. Well, I just like you would like more of that. Like, tell me, I want a movie or a show of Mandalorians, not just Din, which I have enjoyed.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian and Grogu, but it's shown throughout Star Wars history. Mandalorian here, you got a Mandalorian here, you got Boba Fett, who's not really a Mandalorian, but it kind of his
dad was. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got all these different things that show up within Star Wars, but we don't have a whole picture of them.
Yeah.
So, like, there's still such a mystery.
Yeah.
Even though we have the show that's called The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
we don't have a full lore, which
Yeah.
I would really like.
Yeah,
Now,
I think maybe the next season's coming up. They'll dive into. I mean, now they got the planet back. There's a mythosaur hiding on there, things like that. Maybe we'll get a little bit further. The Darksaber's gone, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That like little thing floating around in the background anymore. It's like now they could just focus on maybe that. I don't know, but I do think, going back to the movie, I do think that last scene or the last arc or whatever, the last act of the movie was like my favorite, right? Because you see so much cool stuff in that one. He fights that big snake. That big snake was a crazy fight. I mean, it's in the trailer, so it's not too bad. But they fight the big snake, and that fight was cool. Like, I really liked that. And then I think I liked when Rada came back and they woke him up and he was fighting the twins. I thought that was really cool because, like, you don't know what a Hutt fight's like, right? Like you never seen a Hutt fight anywhere. No. They're just sitting there eating.
Well, I mean, you see Rada fight before but
before that, like, you never see like Hutts do anything.
No,
but just sit around.
Just
so
eat.
Like, this is the first time in Star Wars history you've seen a Hutt fight.
Yeah.
And they fight like a Hutt, like he fights like a fat man.
Yeah.
Right? Like he rolls around and he's like bodying them and picking them up and slamming them and absorbing hits and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, and then like I said, he's more jacked than the other two, so obviously he did his time. But
yeah,
that was cool. I like that.
Okay, so we get back to not Shikari. No, because that was where
you talking about where the Hutts are at?
Yeah,
it's called Nal Hutta.
Nal Hutta. So we get back to Nal Hutta, and so yes, that was a great scene. But I think my favorite was when Grogu pulls him out because they all fall. The twins and Rada.
Oh yeah,
they fall through
he
the floor.
Floats him out. Like you think Rada like sacrifices himself to save them.
I mean, he pretty much did.
Right, he did. And then, of course, there's Grogu ruining a serious moment, being adorable, right?
Yeah,
he's over there, force pulling him out of the hole.
I wanted more of that.
Yeah.
More
force use?
Yes.
See, I don't want more force
use. See?
I don't want more because like,
they pulled him out of all the...
he's not a train.
He went to go train with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
She denied him. He went to go train with... Luke.
He didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
so he wants to be a Mandalorian, so I want him to be Mandalorian. But
he's little.
I know, but he uses the Force as
he can use the Force to jump and do spin
flips
kicks.
and stuff, yeah. But he heals Din. I also like when in that same thing after Din gets like he gets bit by the snake. He gets bit by the snake. The poison
and he's poisoned.
Yeah,
and now that they're on the island.
Yeah, and then and
the Anzellans leave.
Yeah, the Anzellans leave. Baby. And he's like, oh man,
horrible baby.
The kid, but he passes out and you think he died. And I think you looked at me and you were like, see,
he's gonna die.
Your prediction was right. He's gonna die or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, Grogu actually didn't go on the ship and he force heals him, but the poison's still in his body. And he builds that little mud thing and he puts him in there and he keeps bonking his head on there. He's like, push him in, push him out, and you hear the little bonk or whatever.
It looks like a little
like an igloo. Like a dirt igloo, a mud igloo.
Like a mud igloo.
Yeah, so he puts him in there.
He's like, don't.
And then he keeps putting. You hear the helmet clang. Don't. You hear the helmet clang on the hut or whatever. But then eventually he finds a way to get him healed, and they kind of like.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. No, and that brings the whole reign of Hutt into more clarity when he meets the guy, the alien that gives him the antidote for because he's like, oh, you don't want to mess with the Hutts or whatever, but he's just out there
living his life, chilling,
just
in the swamp,
out on the bayou.
Yeah, right. That's what he looked like. Eating his fish. Stay away from my fish.
Yeah. And then he helps him because
the Hutts are bad.
Yeah, Hutts are bad.
But yeah, do you know in that final fight when they were fighting their way back to go take care of the twins or whatever, those two really big droids that are like guarding the door.
Yeah.
So apparently those droids are stop motion. So like, so it's like they try to like bridge all these technologies from the past, like puppets, stop motion, and things like that. But they definitely did, and I thought that was cool, that fight with the two big droids, because you could tell that it's clunky and it wasn't smooth. But I mean, they're droids, so droids are clunky, right?
Yeah.
But you don't think about it. But the reason why it was so clunky, not only does it add to the performance or whatever, it's because I think it was stop motion, which is like, like they put the thing and they just like move them around, whatever, which I thought was really cool.
I liked when he climbed inside of it and he was ripping the wires out.
Yeah. That was really cool.
I mean, throughout the whole Mandalorian series and everything, I love how he puts Grogu in these small spaces and he tries to get him to fix things, but he can never do it.
Right? Like, he's like trying to train him and teach him and stuff. You know what I didn't like, though? Because he's supposed to be his son, right? Like, he adopted him and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, heal. Like, he's telling him to heal like a dog. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be like, hey, man, don't do that. Like, talk to him like you would talk to him, but don't talk to him like a dog. Heal. He said it twice to him.
I know.
I was like, what are you doing, dude? That's supposed to be your boy. I'll tell my little one to heal later and see how that works.
I look at you like you're nuts.
Right? I was like, dude, why are you telling me to heal like that, man? I kind of put me off a little bit. I was like, don't talk to him like that.
Oh.
You adopted him. Come on now.
Our little one would be like, excuse me.
Exactly. But so that last act, what were, I guess, is there anything you didn't like about it?
No. You know,
I think it was like perfect in a sense, because this had all action, and then it had like touching moments too.
Yeah.
Like, and the ending was great, and it was kind of gross though that the hut castle was all slimy and stuff.
Yeah, when
and
it
you
was
were like, what's it made out of?
What is it made out of?
Like, whatever slugs are made out of. I don't know, nasty slime from their bodies, I guess. It was gross.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, because when it went in, it was like...
It just like collapsing, like, you know, sound. It was
disgusting.
Really gross. It was really gross sound.
No, but I enjoyed the entire movie. I really did. I will say it's not something that I would have watched before I met you.
Yeah.
You know, that's not
I opened up the whole new world for you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great from start to finish. Again, I really liked that it started off with action.
Started off with action. In the middle was action. At the end was action.
I love Din and Grogu's relationship, except for the whole heel thing.
Yeah, right?
No, but the movie was wonderful. The end, I really like the end because it's like they can go anywhere from there. They could restart the show if they wanted to. They could make another movie. They could make a spinoff. They could do this. They could do that. Or they could do what you said.
Yeah.
And just have them
pop in and out
in other shows helping, which I think's great.
I think this movie though is a test to see if people still want it.
Yeah.
So then they'll make maybe season 4 or season 5. If the people still want it, if the show fans of the show come out in droves and like show there's still people want this, like we'll do season 4, season 5. Otherwise, people still love them, but maybe not enough to like go to the movies or see the show. Let's sprinkle them in, and all these other shows helping out here and there.
Yeah, which I like.
Too. Yeah,
I like that idea.
But I do need Grogu to grow up a little bit. I need
right?
him to get a little bit better. You know, a little, maybe has some more hair.
Well, okay.
Something. He needs to be a little taller. Something.
Here's my problem with Grogu.
Yeah.
Even though I love everything about him, he's adorable.
Yeah.
Why can't he speak English?
Yeah, I mean,
Yoda and Yaddle did.
Yeah. I don't know why he can't speak no English, but sometimes I remember in one of the seasons I thought he said this is the way. And like when they were like him and Bo-Katan, or Din and Bo-Katan was in there and they were saying this is the way, and it was like this is the way. It was probably after the Mandalore thing or the Mythosaur thing. And I swear you heard him say this is the way. Hey, it's the right, like, you know, like that. But I don't know. Maybe because he's still a baby, you know.
Maybe.
We're waiting for him to talk. But he needs to hurry up.
900 years. I guess you got to do that calculation.
Yeah.
So let's see. If we live 100 years, so it's 9 times our life. So if you start talking at 2, 9 times 2, that's 18.
He should be talking. He should be talking.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right. So just to recap. So he starts off. He's still a bounty hunter. He's doing his thing. He gets sent to go to Shikari. No, he gets sent to Nalhada to talk to the twins. He talks to the twins. They want him to rescue Rada. He goes to Shikari to rescue Rada. He meets Coin. Well, he doesn't know it's Coin.
Yeah.
So
Lord Janu.
Lord Janu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is the person who is holding Rada. Dude tries to like pay him off, like here's some salt because it's like super expensive or whatever. And then Rada doesn't want to be rescued. He says, this is my last fight. But then Lord Janu tells him that he's for sure going to die in this last fight because he has collected all of these creatures from across the galaxy, the biggest, baddest creatures, most dangerous creatures from across the galaxy, and he is going to die. So Din says, hey, dude, you're going to die. Like, they're planning on killing you. And he's like, no, they're not going to kill me. This is my last fight, and then I'm going to be free. And then the fight. And he's fighting Din, and Din's like,
I yield. He wins.
He's like, okay, well, he wins. He wins the right to die, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the? Okay. So then he brings out the creatures, and then they fight the creatures. But then the electric fence thing goes off, and the creatures get out, and they go kill all. Well, I don't. I mean, they're wreaking havoc. So then Rod is like, I'm out of here, brah. And then he tries to leave. But then, what's his name? Jeb.
Zeb. Yeah.
Zeb pulls up and stops him. So then, they take him to. They take him back to.
They take him to the ship, and then he's all tied up and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I need it. He said, please let me go. He's like, no, I need the information from the twins. And you know who this Commander Coin is.
Tells him,
that's Janu, dude. Like,
yeah.
You just left that guy. And then he's like, all right, well, then they go back and they go to his compound, and they fight and they get Janu out of there and they take him. And because of that, they take Coin to Sigourney Weaver's character, which I can't remember her name. And then he's like, you know what? Free. You're free. We don't need to take you to the huts no more.
So then he gets the gunrunner to come take him to wherever he was going to go.
Just take him wherever you want. Then they get away from here because they're going to be looking for you.
Then the huts, they send the guy, they intercept it, they take the gunrunner, they go back to the thing, they kidnap Din Djarin.
And one of the Anzellans.
Yeah, I
know.
He got me.
Yeah, he got me.
Help. So then they go to Nalhada, Baby Grogu, and the 3 remaining Anzellans. They go to.
Well, first of all, that arm up scene was pretty epic, right? Where he's strapping on his little chest piece. He's grabbing his one grenade, putting it in his pouch. He's putting his little wrist rocket.
He put a couple in his pouch.
And then they go in that little ship.
And the little tiny
ship. And it's just
ship.
all 4 of them in this little tiny ship, and it's like really tight.
That's what I said to you. I said, he's not going to fit in that ship.
So then they go to Nalhada.
But you see him in the ship, and Grogu looks so big compared to the
his head's touching the ceiling.
Bad baby. Yeah. Horrible baby.
Yeah. So then they get on Nalhada, all 4 of them, the 3 Anzellans and Grogu. They run into the 4th Anzellan, and then they go, it's like, big man over there, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Mando over there, and then they go and they rescue Mando. Which
he had already been bitten.
He had already been bitten. They go through the little pipes. Grogu does this thing in the pipes.
Yep.
And then he blows a hole in there, and then that's how he escapes out. But
So, all right. So he's already been bitten. The poison is taking effect. He passes out in the woods. Baby Grogu finds him because he does not leave with the Anzellans after he was told to. And Grogu gets an antidote from an alien. And then they go rescue Rada. They kill the twins. And then they go back to...
no. Oh, no, they go back to wherever the headquarters is for the New Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rada's
What's that
like...
called?
I can't remember what it's called.
Oh. And then Rada stays.
Yeah, he's like, I think I'm going to work for the New Republic. He's like, I don't know if you're going to fit around. And Zeb's like, I'll find a uniform for you.
Yep.
Or whatever, but...
And then Grogu and then...
Didn't go back home?
They
go back home? So, a lot of the big complaint of that movie was... It was like a big episode. Like a really long episode.
Oh, and that's what the guy said to us when we walked in. He was like, it's a really long episode.
And
all right, cool.
I don't mind that because I'm a fan of the show. So, I like that it was a really long episode. That would have more practical effects.
But what are movies?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, that's what I don't get. I don't get how people are like, it didn't feel like a movie. Well, what
feels like a movie?
Yeah, what would need to be in it for it to feel like a movie? You know what I mean? It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's long. It's a longer format. It's got more technology, better graphics.
And movies aren't always start to finish.
Yeah.
So
you open-ended. You don't have to work. You know what I mean? People just wanted... people just wanted it to tie into a bigger thing. They wanted it to introduce probably like Jedi and Force and shit like that.
But that's not... No.
No, I don't like... it don't have to have
Order
that to
66 happened.
It don't have to be like that to have for it to be Star Wars.
There's not going to be a huge Jedi...
There's not going to be a duel of fates between a Jedi and a Sith. There's not going to be crazy.
That's done. That's
start
over.
To finish, man. It's there. It started with a mission. That mission led to something happened, and then it ended. And everything is a closed circle or a closed loop.
Yeah.
It was worth it to me. I definitely liked it. I really wish I could have saw in 40X, though, because I know all those fight scenes would have been awesome. Fight scenes and the space scenes and everything. I think the seats would have been moving like crazy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, so no main characters died.
Nothing.
And it was great.
It was good.
And none of our theories were right.
None of them. Nobody died. It wasn't a big time skip. There was no cameos of other Mandalorians or armorers or anything. It didn't tie into a bigger universe. It just stayed in its small Mandalorian bounty hunter universe, which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
So.
And yeah, I want to see more Mandalore. So Disney, if you're listening to this, more Mandalore. We need a Mandalore TV show. Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I think
that's about it. What would you rate? Okay, let's do a little rating.
A rating?
Yeah. Oh, let's go 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
1 to 10?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'll give it a 9.
You're at a 9. Wow.
I give it a 9. And the only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is because I want more lore.
Yeah, more lore. I'm probably going to go 8.5.
8.5.
8.5.
Same reason?
Yeah. Just because I wanted a little bit more. I think I wanted a little bit more.
Everybody wants more.
Everybody just wants more. But you know what? Like I said, it was worth it.
Yep.
So.
Loved it. Watch it.
Yep.
It's great.
It's great. All right. Well, that's going to be it.
Yep.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye. If you had fun listening to us spoil absolutely everything, you can support the show by following, rating, or sharing this episode. It tells the algorithm we're not just shouting into the void. Thank you.